Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, so I think it's been since almost like 6 months, maybe Christmas, January, that I've posted. And today's going to be a little chatty just because I am resetting my cards and getting back on track, and I just want to, while I'm doing it, I'm just going to explain like where have I been, right? So let's go. Here we go. Getting my cards back in order for 2026. Okay, so first thing I'm doing is I just have a bunch of cards all over the place. So I'm just sort of getting the months here together. Getting all my days. Yeah, those ones. Okay. Some of these aren't too bad, and then there's a bunch here in the back that I kind of prepped this a little bit. Okay, so these ones, let's see. These ones are all my memory cards, which I'm gonna have a video I'm gonna come do for all of these memory cards. Memory and proud of myself cards. That's what these are. All right, so I'm gonna take all these. There's 2024 and 2025 all mixed in here. And these ones I'm just gonna set to aside for another video, okay? All right, I have a bunch of blanks. These are months. These are close to being all in order here. Okay, so I have all of these in order now. These I sell in my store, these dividers, and I might be switching dividers up again just because I like these dividers for the months, right? The 3 across, but I might be switching up to 5 across for the days just because like I think they'll lay down a little bit different. We'll see if I actually do it, okay? All right, so it's the month of April right now, so we're gonna take March and put it all the way in the back, okay? And then we'll be going back for the rest of these. So if you've never seen this system before, the way this works is it's essentially a perpetual calendar. So you only have to set it up once, and then once you set it up, you're good to go. You don't have to change it. But these all will flip. So basically when April's over, it flips to the back. And then when May's over, it flips to the back. And then June flips to the back. July flips to the back, and so on. Okay, so like I said, we're in April. So these will come here. Okay, so then now we need to set our days. So I was looking at my watch because today's the 11th. So we'll go all the way to the 11th. Okay, and then all of these ones, the 1st through the 10th, these dates have already passed. So they'll go behind April into May, like this. And then these are all the days that still have to happen here in April. So they'll go on top. Okay, so now you can see I have, this is what I mean about how they don't, the way that they line up with the months, I'd like the months to stand out a little bit easier because sometimes they'll be right on top of each other. And I'd like them to be almost sticking out a little more. So here are, this one is because I ran out of cards for my memory cards. And I was like, let's just throw this in right here. Okay, so here they're all ready to go. All right, so next thing, these are the monthlies. So January has passed. This will now become just a scrap card. This is January 2025. I like to hold on to these because I like this. I like seeing the cross offs and everything. So I'm gonna put that one aside. February has passed, so we'll put that aside. This is February 2025. Look how cute that is. Like it just is super cute. All right, September. So September 2026 has not passed. So I'll take this one. And it goes in here. And then October 25 has passed. October 26. And then December So I have December 2024. Looks like this December nothing happened, so we'll just make this a blank. December 2024 review, we'll keep these together. December 2025, or November, excuse me, this is November. So in August last year, I played around with decorating my own card. This is, I don't know if you can see, but this is a lady on a tube. It looks like a donut, and these are her legs, and she's in the pool. It was really hard to see once I printed it out, so I only did it once to try it. I think it's like my ADHD brain likes to try new things frequently, so I try to indulge it so that then I don't mess up my systems like I have the last couple months. So that's probably a good segue about like where have I been. So around Christmas time, I was seeing all those commercials for digital online cameras, or digital cameras, digital wall cameras. They have like the skylight, there's the, I think it's, I'm gonna say it wrong, but I call it a Cozilla, you know what I'm saying. So we bought one, and being someone who does most of everything online, like on the day-to-day, my business is online, I'm working online, I'm working on a computer, I was like, oh, this will be so great. It will be so much better. It's not, I'm gonna love it so much more than my cards even. And I got it home, we got it all set up. I even got one of the ones that moved around the house, like with the leg, so you could wheel it everywhere, because I was like, ooh, then I can watch TV outside, I can do all these things. I was so excited, right? We got it, and it was a nightmare to set up, and I consider myself a pretty tech savvy person, like, because I do everything online. Like people hire me to run their online operations, so obviously I know ops and tech, right? Hold on. So I'm gonna take all these monthly memories. I'm gonna put them in my with these other memory cards. So I consider myself a pretty tech savvy person, but it was horrible. It ended up being like, I think the problem is that the software that they have inside those, it basically turned into just a very large oversized tablet or an oversized phone, because I had to set up all these like widgets like you would on your cell phone that it became silly because it was just now a very expensive oversized cell phone. So I will say that their customer service department was really great. I was able to return it and get my money back, so no issues there. It didn't work for me. Like I needed to come back to my cards, and then I was feeling very like an imposter kind of for using that, like for buying one of those and for using it, and I felt kind of like I guess almost like a fraud. So I stopped posting about my cards while I was messing around with it, and then Christmas happened, winter happened. We got a lot of snow here in Virginia this year. There were so many school days that they were out, and after all of that, I just fell off, to be honest. So I'm super excited to be back on my cards, and I'm glad in the end that like I did try the digital wall calendar, because like now I can say without a doubt, like, nope, I hate that thing. All right, so these are a bunch of cards that were just sort of stuck in. Oh, here's another monthly. April. Okay. These are some of these cards are actually my kids' cards. Like these bright ones are my kids' cards. These I was messing with, so they're gonna go here for a later date. This is my new vision board. I did get that done. That one, okay, another monthly. More monthlies. All right. These are my Y cards for losing weight. You can check out one of my other videos on those. They go up here in the front. Everything pretty much comes up here. Okay. This is an old vision board. I'll put those over there. All right, so these are more, I'm kind of just filtering out the ones that I'm not completely sure what they are. That's an old one I don't use anymore. Sometimes I use them as just like scribbles. This was actually from when we went to a Airbnb for Christmas, and I wrote down all the things we need to or this is actually, no, not Airbnb. This was Christmas at my house last year. This is everything I wrote down that I need to remember for next year. Right, so I'm just kind of getting rid of, not really getting rid of, just kind of filtering through some of these. These cards were helpful for my kids. I don't use those ones really. This weekly planning one definitely needs to go tomorrow or today. This trigger list and my weekly planning stay together. This one I'll fix. This one I'll do here. That one I'll fix. These all stay together. This is me learning the phonetic alphabet. My husband's retired military, so I thought it'd be fun if I learned this, and then we could use it to spell things, and so the kids don't know what we're saying, but my 9-year-old picked it up immediately. So we're gonna have to learn like another language instead. The worst is when you can't spell anymore. All right, so this number 8 goes in here. Okay, these I'm gonna get done for my weekly planning probably today or tomorrow. So I'll put those in here, and then I'll do this one right now. All right, so before I do this, let me just explain what's happening up here. So this is my a quarterly vision board. This is from doing HB90 with Sarah Cannon, that she has you work on your quarterly goals. So all of my quarterly goals are sort of shown in something in here. So my quarterly goals for this quarter, right, were to be done by 3 p.m. so that I can start going and picking up my kids. A lot of the times my husband, he picks them up and I don't get to go. So it was really important to me to get to go. To redo my office because it's a hot mess right now. There's all sorts of stuff all over the floor. Redo our pantry, which is almost done. We just need to finish painting it. And then our bedroom, to do that. We moved in this house almost a year ago, and I just want to do a couple things on those rooms, and then make $10,000 a month from products. I'll just tell you right now that we're at like $200 a month. So we're really far off from that goal, but I just felt like, you know what, let's shoot for the stars. These are my weight loss cards of why I want to lose weight, and these I read every day to help me with weight loss. What's interesting is, I don't know if it's a correlation between the cards or being Christmas, but I'm about 12 pounds up from when I lost all my weight and I got to my goal weight of 145. I'm at 157 right now. So I'm going to be putting these back in the card deck as well, of all of the things I used to do for weight loss. I call them my fit cards. You can check them out. It's a new modernized version of a book I read called Fit for Life, I think it's called. Okay, so these go in here. Then I read my alphabet, and then behind all these are basically like tasks I have to get done for the day, right? So I need to get my weekly planning done. I need to check on what's happening with my taxes with the lady who's doing them. So once I'm done reviewing all these, they flip behind to the 12th, okay? And then what's left on top is basically everything I still need to do today, okay? I keep all of mine cards in this little bag. It's from Amazon. It's called a pack-all. And I like it because I can flip it. Like, you can flip the sides up. See? And now it will just sit. And then I usually leave a pen in here. And my cards are usually much thicker. So we'll see if they stay. But they'll just, usually how many cards were in here, they would just sort of stay themselves. So we'll see. We'll see if I have to put something inside. Sometimes I'll put a box inside the bag and then they'll stand a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. And I just realized this is gonna be hard to do because I don't have my cell phone, because we're recording with my cell phone. So this was last year. I like to pull these out so I can see what happened last year. Ooh, Velociraptor Day is coming up. So I got all of these put on here. There were so many games. I just put them all down here at the bottom. And then I got all these other things. National Velociraptor Day is on the 18th. There's this really cool dinosaur park thing near us that I like to take the kids to. So we're definitely going to do that since we didn't miss it. I'm just going to grab, I have a couple highlighters and I'm just going to grab a couple stickers. And then this will be done. If you see like last year, this is how it came out. It's pretty cute. So I'm just going to pause this really quick. So these stickers I got off of Amazon. They're just like a pack of all these monthly ones. So I'm just gonna find April. Oh, here's April. There's 2 sheets for each month. So you can see I've used a lot of these. I'll link them below if I can find them, because I've had these for a while. And then I do have this one, but I don't really use this as much as like if you see this one, there's not a, I haven't used as many in here as I have probably the other one. I kind of do like a mix. Sometimes I'll put my stickers on first and they'll have to be forced to stay within the amount. Sometimes I'll put them on last like I'm doing now. And then I usually will sometimes I'll take this guy. I'm kind of out of Easter phase because since it's already over and I'm kind of focusing more on like spring and flowers for this one. We just did our garden and it's super cute. Okay, so I'm probably gonna leave it at that. Okay, now I do take these highlighters and I'll mark off important things. So like on the 15th, my daughter has a track meet, so I'll just highlight that one. And then NASCAR. And I don't do NASCAR every week. I just, because it's here in our area. That's why I was putting it in. The dog has an appointment on the 20th. This is the new puppy we just got. She's super cute. Velociraptor Day is the 18th. And then my son has his recital. I know recital is such an old school word, but he has a program. I don't know if he would like me calling it a recital. And then the kids have this dentist appointment. I kind of just stick with colors that match like my theme for the month. So since we're doing Easter eggs and stuff, that's kind of what I'm doing, or for spring, I guess. So the dentist is on. And then my son has all these games. So I'm probably not gonna color all of them because that would look crazy. So I'm just gonna circle these ones. So you can kind of do what you want with this. I like how it's so easy. Sometimes I see those 2-month spreads on planners, and I'll admit that I do use one, but I use it for like post-it notes to plan content and stuff. I don't really use it for planning anything else. But this is all done. I'll come back with my scissors and just cut this little extra off. And I cut off any other stickers that are like overhanging. Sometimes my stickers overhang. But then this is done. And now all my cards are set up again, ready to go. I'm happy that they're done and back. And then yeah, we can get back on track with these. All right, so if you have any questions, stick around. I will be posting again every week. Definitely check out some of my previous videos about setting up my card system. You can find these cards in my shop that I'll link below. And I have other ones like specifically ones for Halloween. I have some for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for different ones for prepping for the holidays. So you can check those out too. And until next week, I'll see you guys around.